Hi everyone, so this is the accumulation and momentum data analysis for 14th of July. So we look at the charts and the data, but before that, very important news. This is from Niti Aayog that kind of tells us that India has an advantage or an edge over China, Canada, and a lot of other countries after the new US tariff structure, which kind of came out on July 10th, where he put a lot of tariffs on countries where there was no trade deal that was happening, right? So what Niti Aayog says in this particular report, it says is on 30 different products or sectors on which US has put tariffs, right? In 22 of them, India actually benefits, as in the tariffs is less than what it is on other countries. And in six of them, hardly it is 1% higher on India compared to the lowest tariff country, right? So probably around 28 sectors wherein India actually does equal or much better than the other countries. So they say that even in high value goods like APIs and all, also India benefits, and even in something that is uh, largely dependent on the workforce like textile and all, even there India tends to benefit because of these tariff structures. If there is a change in it, then probably uh, they will put out a report accordingly. But as of now, on whatever we know about the tariffs and stuff, India is supposed to benefit from it, right? This is a pretty good news on the economy front that India is going to be a big beneficiary of these tariffs. So eventually you'll start seeing those particular sectors doing pretty well, coming out with great set of numbers and stuff. And also the money in the market is going to start chasing those sectors, right? So you would want to concentrate on those exporters for exporting it to the US, and those would be the big beneficiaries. Probably they are not exporting to the US now, but because of the whole tariff game, they would start exporting, and those would be the big winners where you would make a lot of money. So that is something that you would want to research and look at what companies, what sectors are doing that, right? Now coming to the accumulation data for today, the large cap accumulation did see a pretty decent increase, which is suggesting that the DIs are kind of buying it. Although the FIs were big sellers on last Friday, but today the data is not out yet. But once let's see if the FIs have been selling, the DIs are definitely buying it out, right? And the momentum is kind of still slowing. So that is why if you see today, the large caps didn't do that well. It kind of ended in the red, whereas the broader market did pretty well. So the large caps still, especially the IT sector, is under a lot of stress. The large cap IT names are under pretty decent stress, especially after the HCL results, which were pretty bad. Right now, coming to the mid cap accumulation, you can clearly see that the mid cap accumulation is continuously inching higher, right? Which is suggesting it is actually around the average or a little higher than the average of the last 6 months if you take it, right? If you look at the momentum which kind of drastically fell on Friday, not sure what exactly was the reason, but today it has kind of bounced back, not nearly at the levels from where it fell, but kind of catching up to those levels as well. Now, looking at the small cap accumulation, nothing much to be honest. The small caps is something that is not really favored by the big guys as of now. Most of the money is flowing into the large and the mid caps. Small caps, probably their time will come once there is more certainty in the market and people find that, okay, maybe the large and the mid caps are overvalued. Then usually the money will start flowing into the small caps, right? So if you look at the small cap momentum, it did show a very small improvement there, but nothing to be excited about in the small cap space. So net, you would want to focus on those sectors which are exporters to the US, and also uh, those sectors which can now start exporting, like let's say apparel and all, which were like very small exporters to that. Now they might kind of increase their market share in the US thing and kind of do very well in the coming quarters and coming years as well. Hopefully this helps. I'll see you guys out in the tomorrow's video. Thank you.